What if I told you that a story written over 1,000 years ago continues to shape how we understand love, loss, and the impossible pursuit of perfection? Meet Princess Kaguya, the Moon Princess whose tale has captivated hearts for more than 10 centuries and remains one of Japan's most influential cultural treasures. In the Heian period of Japan, around 900 to 950 CE, an unknown author penned what would become the foundation of Japanese literature. This was an era of cultural flowering, when the imperial court in Kyoto reached unprecedented heights of artistic refinement. Women wrote in Japanese while men used Chinese characters, creating a unique literary landscape. Into this world emerged the tale of the bamboo cutter, known in Japanese as Taketori Monogatari, starring the enigmatic Princess Kaguya. The story begins with Taketori no Okina, an elderly bamboo cutter who discovers a tiny luminous girl inside a glowing bamboo stalk. This mysterious child grows into the most beautiful woman in Japan, taking the name Nyotake no Kaguya Hime, or Princess Kaguya. Her beauty becomes legendary, attracting suitors from across the land, including 5 noble princes and even the emperor himself. Princess Kaguya's first revolutionary contribution lies in her rejection of traditional expectations. When the 5 princes propose marriage, she doesn't simply refuse them. Instead, she sets impossible tasks, requesting legendary treasures that don't exist or cannot be obtained. She asks for the stone-begging bowl of Buddha, a jeweled branch from the mythical island of Horai, a robe made of Chinese fire rat fur, a colored jewel from a dragon's neck, and a cowrie shell born from swallows. Each suitor attempts to deceive her with fake treasures, but Kaguya sees through their lies, exposing their dishonesty and greed. This narrative device was revolutionary for its time. Princess Kaguya becomes literature's first feminist icon, a woman who refuses to be claimed as property and instead demands integrity from those who seek her hand. Her impossible tasks aren't cruel games but tests of character, revealing the moral bankruptcy of her would-be husbands. She values honesty over wealth, authenticity over status. The pivotal moment in Princess Kaguya's story comes when she reveals her true nature. She confesses to her adoptive father that she's not of this world, but a being from the moon, sent to Earth as punishment for some celestial transgression. Her time on Earth is ending, and she must return to her lunar home. This revelation transforms the entire narrative from a simple romance into a profound meditation on impermanence and belonging. When celestial beings arrive to escort her home, Princess Kaguya experiences genuine anguish. Despite her otherworldly origins, she's grown to love Earth and the humans who raised her. She leaves behind a cloak of feathers and the elixir of immortality for the Emperor, who ultimately burns both gifts on Mount Fuji, declaring that immortality means nothing without her presence. This act gives the mountain its name, as Fuji can mean immortal or without death. The long-term impact of Princess Kaguya's tale on Japanese culture cannot be overstated. The story established fundamental themes that would echo through centuries of Japanese literature, theatre, and art. The concept of mono no aware, the bittersweet awareness of the impermanence of all things, finds its earliest literary expression in Kaguya's departure. This aesthetic principle would become central to Japanese cultural identity, influencing everything from poetry to garden design. Princess Kaguya's story also introduced the archetype of the unattainable woman in Japanese literature. Unlike Western fairy tales where marriage typically provides resolution, Kaguya's tale suggests that some beauty and love exist beyond human possession. This concept influenced countless later works, from classical no theatre to modern anime and manga. A lesser-known aspect of the Princess Kaguya legend involves its connection to real astronomical events. Scholars suggest the tale might reference ancient observations of the moon and celestial phenomena. The Heian period saw increased interest in Chinese astronomy and calendar systems, and Kaguya's lunar origins might reflect contemporary fascination with celestial bodies. Some interpretations even connect her story to actual lunar eclipses or unusual moon phases recorded during the tale's composition period. The story's relevance to modern times becomes evident when we examine contemporary Japanese popular culture. Princess Kaguya's influence appears in countless anime series, manga, and films. Studio Ghibli's 2013 animated film, The Tale of Princess Kaguya, brought her story to global audiences, demonstrating its universal themes of identity, belonging, and the tension between duty and desire. Modern Japanese women often cite Princess Kaguya as an early example of female agency and independence. In a society where women historically had limited choices, Kaguya's refusal to accept traditional roles resonates powerfully. Her story predates Western feminist literature by centuries, yet addresses similar themes of women's autonomy and the right to determine one's own fate. The tale contains a profound quote that encapsulates its philosophy. "The beauty of life is in small details, not in the grand scheme of things." While this specific phrasing is a modern interpretation, it captures Kaguya's appreciation for earthly beauty despite her celestial nature. She finds meaning in simple human connections rather than divine grandeur. Some scholars criticize the Princess Kaguya story for potentially reinforcing the idea that exceptional women must be otherworldly rather than human. This interpretation suggests the tale implies that a woman who refuses traditional roles cannot be fully human or belong to earthly society. However, others argue this reading misses the story's deeper message about the value of individual choice and the courage required to live authentically. The Princess Kaguya legend also faces scrutiny for its portrayal of the suitor's deception as inevitable male behavior. Modern readings question whether the story suggests all men are inherently dishonest when pursuing women, or whether it simply reflects the specific social conditions of Heian aristocracy. Princess Kaguya's legacy extends beyond literature into Japan's national identity. Her story appears in school curricula, traditional festivals, and cultural celebrations. The annual Tanabata Festival, celebrating the meeting of celestial lovers, draws inspiration partly from her tale. Japanese space exploration programs have referenced her story, with lunar missions invoking her name and legend. International recognition of Princess Kaguya's cultural significance has grown substantially. Translations of her tale appear in dozens of languages, and comparative literature scholars study her story alongside other world folklore traditions. Her influence on global understanding of Japanese aesthetics and values cannot be overstated. The Princess Kaguya story also contributed to the development of Japanese narrative techniques that would influence centuries of storytelling. The tale's structure, combining realistic details with supernatural elements, established patterns that continue in modern Japanese fiction. Its exploration of insider-outsider dynamics, where the protagonist exists between two worlds, became a recurring theme in Japanese literature. Today, Princess Kaguya represents more than just an ancient story. She embodies the eternal human struggle between conformity and authenticity, between belonging and independence. Her tale reminds us that some of history's most powerful influences come not from conquering armies or revolutionary technologies, but from stories that touch the deepest parts of human experience. In our modern world of social media and constant connectivity, Princess Kaguya's message about finding genuine beauty in authentic relationships feels remarkably contemporary. Princess Kaguya's enduring power lies in her refusal to be diminished by others' expectations, her insistence on living according to her own values, and her recognition that true love sometimes means letting go. She shaped not just Japanese culture, but our universal understanding of what it means to live with integrity in a world that often demands compromise.